In our last practice, we took a broad stroke at how self-sabotage or inner oppression shows up in our lives. We learned that in order to see real, lasting change in our lives, that we have to change at the level of being, at who we are being internally. And now, we have to uncover the biggest and most obvious form of self-sabotage: toxic habits. It all starts here. You know, over the last several years, I've been on a mission, really, to take meditation out of the spiritual echo chamber and bring it to everyday people like you and like me. And that's because I believe that all people of all backgrounds deserve to have access to the information they need to change their lives. And so I started asking some big questions, like how does meditation loosen the grip of our toxic habits, especially when it comes to our tricky relationships with things like porn and drugs and alcohol and social media and meaningless sex and comparing ourselves to other people? How does it help us overcome the obstacles that hold us back from our inherent greatness? How does it help us step into our power, our authentic power, the power that's been waiting inside of us all along? It's time for you to claim it. It's time to uncover it. Now, listen carefully as we uncover your toxic habits. A toxic habit is anything that you're doing regularly that lowers your vibration or keeps you from reaching your goals. That means that a habit can be toxic for you now, but become non-toxic later. Or it can be toxic for you, but not for your friends. It can even be something that everyone else that you know is doing. And these are the hidden habits that really hold us back. Let me give you an example. So Jaden is one of my students and is an amazing young trans activist who always says that they want to learn to play the guitar. And when I asked them to imagine their future self, like we did together in our previous practice, Jaden's future self made it very clear that they played guitar. But when I asked Jaden why after months and months and months they couldn't learn to play guitar, Jaden said, well, I don't really have time. And so I asked Jaden, I kind of asked a trick question. I said, well, Jaden, what do you do at night when you get home from school? And Jaden started listing off all these things. Well, I do homework, and then I go on social media. And then Jaden got all excited to tell me about their favorite TV shows that they were watching online. Aha, I said. I caught it. There it is, Jaden. So then I asked Jaden, how many hours per night do you spend watching TV? And Jaden counted for a moment and then looked up at me shocked and said, I think 2 or 3. And right there, in that moment, Jaden knew that the toxic habit they needed to get rid of was watching television. Now, listen to me closely. I do not think that watching TV is bad. The thing is, most things are not inherently toxic. Most things are neutral. Watching television is not toxic. Social media is not toxic. Going out clubbing is not toxic. What can be toxic, however, is your relationship with those things. Most importantly, if the habits you're engaged with are taking you closer to your vision or further away. Everything we do, I want you to listen to me very closely here, okay? Everything we do, every action we take, every habit that we have is either taking us closer to our vision or further away from it. That's why we started in the last practice with getting clear on our future vision. And that's how we decide if a habit is toxic or not. So in today's practice, you're going to see what hidden habit might be dragging you down every time you try to grow. Let's practice together. We'll begin all of our practices by our alignment of breath. And we'll do it with the 4-count breath. It's simple, and I love to use it in many of my practices. You just inhale for the count of 4, hold for the count of 4, and exhale for the count of 4, slow and controlled. And I'll count you through each round so you don't have to worry, but just try and breathe in and out through your nose if you can. But if you can't breathe comfortably through your nose, or on any given day that's difficult for you, that's fine. All you have to do is kind of purse your lips like you're sucking through a straw and breathe through your mouth instead. It'll be totally fine either way. Let's begin. Go ahead and get comfortable. Get really comfortable. And then gently place your hands over your heart, one on top of the other, just like we did in our first practice. And when and if you feel ready, I invite you to shut your eyes. And to start, on the count of 3, I invite you to exhale everything out of your system through your nose. 1, 2, 3. Exhale everything out through the nose and come to completely empty. And now to my count of 4. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. Let's do it again. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. Now just release and breathe normally. And I want you to call into your mind that future version of you, even if it's different from the last time we did this practice. Call into your mind a future version of you who is living the life of your dreams. Trust anything that arises today, even if it's fuzzy or incomplete. And remember in this practice that you can welcome in all of your senses. So notice in this vision today, what are you wearing? What do you look like? What expression is on your face? What do you see around you? Are you indoor or are you outdoor in this vision? What colors are around you? Do you smell anything? Or maybe do you taste anything, or do you hear anything in this vision? Do you feel anything on your body, even a temperature or anything at all? And most importantly, what is this future version of you doing that indicates to you that you're living the life of your dreams? And how how does it feel? How does this future version of you feel? And now, as you look at this future version of you who is living the life of your dreams, I want you to ask yourself this question. What specific habit is keeping me out of alignment with becoming you? Look at the person in your vision and ask, what specific habit is keeping me out of alignment with becoming you? Just be here for a moment now as you get the message that you need. Go ahead and place your hands over your heart and just feel into these words with me. I am allowed to change. I am allowed to change. I am allowed to change. Show me the way. I am allowed to change. I am allowed to change. I am allowed to change. Show me the way. You can even try whispering the words to yourself or repeating them with me out loud or in your mind. One more time. I am allowed to change. I am allowed to change. I am allowed to change. Show me the way. Go ahead and take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And just anchor into what you received here in this practice for a moment. What did you learn? What did you learn about yourself? With no judgment, just knowing that you are safe to grow, safe to change, and safe to evolve. You're allowed to change. You're allowed to move forward. and take another deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And when you're ready, I invite you to open your eyes. What I want you to do now is take a moment to just jot down whatever came up for you. This would be a really good program to keep a little notebook for, whether it's in your phone or an actual notebook or a piece of paper. And you want to ask yourself, what habit is pulling me out of alignment with becoming the person I see in my vision? And this is your toxic habits. And if you have multiple habits, don't worry. Don't worry. Many people do. For now, I just want you to pick one to focus on. And while most people would tell you to pick the biggest one or the more important one to change, I'm actually going to invite you to pick the easiest one to change. And just for now, consider, what would it feel like to give up that habit? How would it change your life? What would you have to shift? And if you're ready for it, try doing it, even just for the remainder of this program, and watch what unfolds. In our next practice, I'm going to teach you how to shift this toxic habit into power. You're doing incredible work. This is Micheal Williams signing out, and I'll meet you right here in this special place in our next practice. Bye for now.